Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games. Today I'm playing Slay the Spire. The challenge for today in Slay the Spire is my Retrograde challenge, where we cannot play upgraded cards from hand. Now, first thing I'm going to do is correct that so that the grammar of that is correct. There we go. Alright. And then let's start. So, this challenge, my personal best in this challenge is Ascension 6 with the Silent. And I'm hoping to beat that today. But furthermore, this challenge is not really one of my harder challenges. It's one of the easier of the challenge runs that I do. So we're going to go and try to beat my personal best by a fair amount. We're going to try to beat Ascension 9. So go up 3 Ascension levels, hopefully. So Ascension 9, the Retrograde challenge, and we're playing with the Watcher to begin with. Let's go. Alright, well, the first one is useless. We really don't want to upgrade cards. We could take 100 gold, or a random rare relic, or we could boss swap. I don't mind the boss swap. I'm trying to think if there's any... I guess there is one boss relic that would immediately end the run. There's a boss relic that transforms 3 cards and upgrades them. Although it doesn't immediately end the run, it just makes it so that there's 3 cards in our deck that we can't play. Which is not great, but we could still survive potentially. So I'm thinking I want either 100 gold or the boss relic. The random rare relic can be really nice though. It's just it can be basically nothing as well. So don't really want to go with it. And do I want to fight many elites? I do, but I don't want lots of fireplaces. And that's kind of a weird thing for this one. I also don't see any shops at the beginning, so we're not going to choose the 100 gold. Let's lose our starting relic. We get Runic Dome. We can no longer see enemy intents, but we gain an extra ember. An extra ember. I've been playing Monster Train, as you can see. An extra energy at the start of our turn. Well, that's not a great one to start with. It's usually not a great one on the Watcher. But it's not terrible. It's just usually not the best on the Watcher. I think we are going to go this way. And I want to see a lot of cards, so we're going to go to a lot of battles. There's a lot of things that we could do at the beginning, going to question marks, that really don't have a good outcome other than upgrading cards. So I don't really want to go to question marks as much as I normally would. If we do Eruption here, we could also defend twice. And defending twice would stop most of the damage. I think we'd take 2 damage. I'm willing to do that. Take 2 damage, basically guarantee win this time. I knew what was going to happen because I know what that enemy does, by the way. Okay. These are not my favorite cards unupgraded, although Third Eye isn't too bad. We might take Third Eye. Let's take Third Eye. It's not as good when we don't know enemy intents, but I think I like Third Eye okay. So, we can Eruption Strike, which wins. Okay. Who cares what the enemies were doing? Bottled Miracles. We can add 2 miracles to our hand. So Empty Fist is quite nice. The major thing about Empty Fist is that we can't upgrade it. So usually Empty Fist is really good, partially because its upgrade is really good. The upgrade adds 5 damage to the card. That's not as significant here. It's still nice to have something where we can exit our stance, but I don't know if Empty Fist is what we really want. I still might take it, but it's certainly a lot worse than it normally is as a take, because we can't upgrade it. Alright, the Jaw Worm. We have no idea what it's doing. Doing Eruption Strike Strike will probably mean that we win next turn, but we could take a lot of damage this turn. Let's go for it. Potentially take a lot of damage this turn. Ouch, 24 damage. Alright. Blessing of the Forge. Terrible. It makes all of your cards unplayable. We're not going to use Blessing of the Forge, certainly. So Empty Body is another way to exit our stance. Fasting is not too bad. Normally the upgrade is nice, but it's not essential by any means. We might take Fasting. Let's take Fasting. Okay, I still don't know what kind of deck we're building. I don't want to do the Empty Fist after playing Vigilance, so we should play Empty Fist first, therefore. And if I want to Empty Fist something, what is it? Probably this one. Vigilance, and then we should probably defend. Yeah, let's defend. And then Eruption could kill this one, and we could kill one other one. I think that's good enough. Oh, Eruption can't kill that one, because we're weakened. Right. In that case, let's not play Eruption this turn. Let's play 2 strikes, and a defend and a third eye. I don't want Fasting in this battle, certainly, so let's just get rid of all of those cards. We took 2 damage. It's unfortunate. Empty Fist gives us some energy, so let's play Empty Fist, and then play all of the rest of the cards. We can defeat one of them, so let's do that. And Eruption Strike wins, so let's put that at this next turn. Alright, Eruption itself wins. Essence of Steel is at least a potion that we might use. Now, Cut Through Fate is good even not upgraded. I also like Halt, but I think we really need something like Cut Through Fate, so let's take it. And we are definitely going to that elite, so let's go to the elite. You don't die from a strike even when we're in Eruption. So let's not play Eruption. Let's do this. Okay, Cut Through Fate doesn't kill you because we just got weakened. But it's still better to play than most other things. I like seeing the Empty Fist. Let's get rid of a defend. The Empty Fist we play here. That gives us energy this turn, so we can play the rest of these cards. Great. And Eruption Empty Fist should win. Alright. I don't think we want these. Maybe Swivel. The problem with Swivel is the only 2 attack card or 2 cost attack that we have currently is Eruption, but it'd be really nice for some future attacks that we could get. And I like Swivel for that reason. Let's take a Swivel. We're kind of building a big deck at this point. I'm hoping to get rid of some cards too eventually, but for right now we're building a big deck. I guess what we do is Eruption Cut Through Fate. The fasting would have been nice if we had if we had played it first, I guess. But we didn't get that, so let's just do this. Swivel. We could play Bottled Miracle. I think we will. So we're going to play Bottled Miracle. We'll play one of these miracles this turn. That allows us to play Swivel, which means the next attack is going to cost 0. And we have a miracle for the future. We want to play the Empty Fist last. So, strike, 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 Empty Fist. And then we definitely play Defend. Take 13 damage and win this turn. Great. Maw Bank. Well, I'm planning to go to a shop soon, so that's not great. Another Essence of Steel isn't amazing either. Bowling Bash? Bowling Bash does something. On the other hand, Weave is nice with the fact that we already have 2 Scry cards. And we're kind of building a big deck. I'm going to take Weave. Debbie, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the luck. And there's no reason to smith here because, well, that would just make something unusable, so we rest. Which is also one of the reasons why I'm going to Elites, because I know that we are going to rest at fireplaces. Lagavulin. Well, at least we know what Lagavulin is going to do. That's not the best, but at least we know what Lagavulin is going to do every single turn. So let's play Third Eye. We definitely want Fasting. We don't want the strikes next turn. So we play Fasting. Yeah, we play Fasting. And then next turn we're going to play... I guess we're going to play the Vigilance, the Weave. Yeah, it's not going to be a great turn. It's going to be a turn. Okay, so we're playing Weave. Then we're playing... Oh, we can't play the Vigilance and Swivel. I want to play Cut Through Fate, of course, because we get the Weave back. Ooh, if we draw Eruption this turn, that would be nice. Because we could play Swivel, Eruption, and then the Weave again. Let's do that. So draw Eruption. We could play... Swivel doesn't do anything because our enemy isn't attacking. So I don't know why I cared about the Swivel so much. But let's do Eruption and Weave. And then next turn, most likely we're going to draw an Empty Fist. But we might not, and if we don't, then we're going to take 40 damage, which is quite bad. But, you know, those things happen sometimes. And it looks like they're happening today. How are we going to win this one? It's going to be hard. I'm going to take an Essence of Steel right now. Do we need another Essence of Steel? I don't think we do. Because I think we're going to win next turn. Alright, let's take our damage. Big hit, 28 damage. We got an Empty Fist and Eruption. Huh. We could play Vigilance, Eruption. No, we can't play that. If we play Empty Fist, we do 24 damage. If we play Eruption, we do 24. That's enough. We just play those two. Great. In the correct order, though. The order was important there. Horned Cleat. Start of the second turn, we gain 14 block. Nice relic to have all around. Lesson learned. Although I did put it as the thumbnail for this particular stream, this is not one that you want to take. Because what it does is upgrade cards, make them unplayable. So we're going to take another Cut Through Fate, especially now that we have a Weave. Matryoshka, the IOU relic. And then I think we're not going to go to that elite because we only have 17 health. So the real question is, do we go to a normal enemy or a shop next? Because we have Maw Bank, kind of want to go to the normal enemy next and go to this shop later. But I only have 17 health. I think we're going to do that. Okay, this is a terrible, terrible fight. Okay, what are we going to do here? We don't know which ones are attacking this turn, but we do know that the Spike Slimes attack for more. So let's do a Cut Through Fate. There's another Cut Through Fate. I would be happy to draw another Cut Through Fate. Yeah, let's draw another Cut Through Fate. I'm going to hit this one as well. We really don't want to draw Eruption this turn, so let's just discard both of these. There's the Weave. Unfortunately, we drew that after, but at least it kills this one. And that means that we can kill this one and play a Defend. I think this survives. We got Hurt for 5. That's not too bad. We can play Fasting and an Empty Fist. I like that. That allows us to kill this one and still play a Defend. Fasting is kind of the way that we upgrade our cards. Because we can't upgrade them normally, so we upgrade them via Fasting. Strike you again. Third Eye, hope that we find Weave. We did. How nice. Weave doesn't win, though. Does not win, but I'm still glad that we found it. Because we draw it right now. Carve Reality. Not great. Pressure points. It would be nice if we had taken a lot of pressure points. I did think about it. Earlier on, we saw another pressure points. I did think about it, but I didn't. So I think we skip. We are resting and moving on. I wish we had fought that third elite, but, you know, 17 health was just not enough. Ooh, remove a card from the deck. Great. Let us remove probably a Defend. Yeah, let's remove a Defend. And then I want to go to this shop, and I wouldn't mind resting a couple more times, so I guess we'll go to this shop. And what do we have? We have a Dolly's Mirror. Do we want Dolly's Mirror? There's also Talk to the Hand, which is something that I typically don't upgrade. I mean, I do sometimes, but it's not one that I upgrade frequently. So Talk to the Hand is a pretty good card, unupgraded. Dolly's Mirror. Let's think about that. Would we Dolly's Mirror anything in the deck currently? I don't know. Nothing immediately stands out that I would like to copy. So I think we're going to take a Talk to the Hand, a Weave, and then something else. Talk to the Hand, Weave. We could take Blood Vial. It's not the worst. Foreign Influence is not too bad either, but, you know. We could take an Ambrosia. You know, taking an Ambrosia here is not terrible. It would make the slime boss fight really easy. I don't think I'm going to do it, though. I kind of think I want Blood Vial. Let's take Blood Vial. Alright, and move on. We have rested all the way up. Okay, I do like seeing the 2 weaves in my first turn, because that means I can do weave, weave, cut through fate, get the 2 weaves back. And we could play an empty fist this turn as well. Weave, weave, empty fist, strike. Great. And that's it. So the second turn, Slime Boss does nothing. We really want to get Slime Boss to around 75 this turn, especially if we have Eruption currently going, Wrath Stance. So if I do Eruption and then talk to the hand and strike, how much would that deal? 10 plus 12 is 22, 31. 31 would put our enemy at 81. That's pretty good. Let's do that. Great. I would have liked to play Fasting here, but not the turn before a big attack, which is what's happening right now. Also, if we play Cut Through Fate and don't draw this, actually we could play Third Eye. Yeah, we Third Eye first. We don't discard this. We get the 2 weaves back. We play Cut Through Fate. Don't discard this. Get the 2 weaves back again. And then we can even strike. I mean, we're going to end this turn in Wrath Stance, but I think that because everything will be 23 health or below, we're going to be fine. Alright. I don't like that we can't split both of them this turn. So what we're going to do is do Strike, Strike, and Vigilance. Strike, Strike, Vigilance. Actually, we could split you this turn. Why did I think we couldn't? I don't know. Let's split him. And then Cut Through Fate wins this one. Alright, we did not take any damage from that boss. It's pretty nice. Scrawl. Scrawl is not bad. Brilliance. Brilliance is not bad either. Because it has a lot of starting attack on it. Because we can't upgrade Scrawl, Scrawl is never going to cost 0. I don't really want Alpha this time. So I'm thinking Brilliance. Sure. Okay, Empty Cage is definitely worthwhile. I don't think we want Sozu. Oh, Fusion Hammer is perfect. Fusion Hammer says we can no longer smith at Rhett's sites, which means we can no longer make our cards upgraded, which means we can no longer make them unplayable. Seems not bad. Let's take Fusion Hammer. Perfect for the challenge. And now we've got a lot of energy every turn, too. I want to go to several elites. Maybe we go the right path, and we go to 3 elites that way, and and a merchant. Let's do that. Debbie says that the slime boss was a sad-looking boss. I agree. I like that description as well. Okay, here's the weaves and a third eye. Jimmy, welcome to the stream. Let's play the 2 weaves and then third eye. I would love to get Brilliance. I think I want Vigilance and not Fasting, this particular one. Get the 2 weaves back. And then strike and swivel. Remember to strike before you swivel. Because swivel works across turns. So the next attack costs 0. which could be Cut Through Fate. Cut Through Fate could get us Eruption guaranteed this turn, which seems like a nice thing to do. Cut Through Fate, draw Eruption, and now we can play all of my attacks. Is that enough to defeat our enemy? Let's see here. Brilliance is 24, plus these are 24, so that's 48. Plus these are 8 apiece, so that's 64 plus the Eruption. Surprisingly close, actually. We are winning this turn, but it's a surprisingly close win. So Sash Whip is upgraded and therefore unplayable. We don't want that. We could take Empty Body for another way to exit the stance. Don't mind that, but I don't think I love it. Let's skip. U2. Hate running into U2 at the beginning. At least we can do a lot of damage, and we can actually defend some on this first turn, but we're still going to take some damage. Is this a good one for the Essence of Steel? I think it is. Okay, the first one is going to cost 0. So let's Cut Through Fate first. We could draw another Cut Through Fate. Or a Fasting. Let's draw another Cut Through Fate, because we get our Weave back. And we should play the Weave before we play Cut Through Fate, of course. Ooh, there's another Weave. Great. Alright, let's hope to draw Eruption. We drew Brilliance. You know, Brilliance is pretty good too. And I think we play Empty Fist. Empty Fist. Oh, we of course play Third Eye. Third Eye, let's get rid of the defense. Keep the Eruption for next turn. Play the 2 Weaves, play an Empty Fist and a Strike. Wonderful. And we should win this turn. Eruption plus Cut Through Fate. Another Talk to the Hand. Seems kind of nice. I also like Prostrate in this deck. I think I'd prefer another Talk to the Hand more than Prostrate, though. So let's take another Talk to the Hand. This looks like a good time to use Fasting, and perhaps not to use Eruption. So let's use Fasting. Talk the Hand, of course. Cut Through Fate here. I could get another Cut Through Fate, or I could get a Talk to the Hand and discard my Cut Through Fate. I'm gonna draw the Cut Through Fate? No. Let's draw the Talk to the Hand. $10 damage. Ooh, 19 damage. Ouch. That was painful. I think we've essentially won this one at this point. It's just a matter of trying not to get too hurt. I'm going to play the Empty Fist, even though that means that we're leaving our stance. Yeah. Sadly, but I do think we should attack every time we can. For the block as well as the damage. There's our Eruption. I don't know if we want the Eruption. The only problem is if we don't play it, we don't defeat you this turn. So I guess we might as well. We could play Swivel Eruption? Sure. Swivel, Eruption. Third Eye might give us a Weave in our discard pile. which draws it right now and kills this one. Great. And then we've got 2 Cut Through Fates next turn, so I'm pretty sure we're winning easily. Yes. Okay, we can deal damage, but we don't deal it as fast as I would like. There's an Empty Mind. Draw 2 cards and exit our stance. I like that one. Let's take an Empty Mind. Still kind of hoping that we find some cards that enter Calm and Wrath. I'd like more of those. We could knock down the bird this turn. That's one way that we could approach this battle. I think we will. Knock down the bird this turn. Alright, the right one is not attacking us. The left one is attacking us, but we already have 14 block. I think we play Vigilance Empty Mind, so that we have energy and we draw 2 cards. And then I'm going to talk to the hand of the Chosen, because that's really where I really want to talk to the hands. We could strike the bird 3 times. I guess that's better than striking the Chosen 3 times this turn, because we're not going to beat the Chosen first. Okay, there's our Weave. Then we can do Third Eye. Put a Weave in the discard. That's great. Do I want a whole bunch of Cut Through Fates this turn, or do we want to play Eruption this turn? I think we don't want to play Eruption in this battle. So we're going to discard the Weave, and then play the 2 Weaves, play the Cut Through Fate, draw the other Cut Through Fate, and 2 Weaves, of course. Fasting isn't bad. Let's get Fasting in play. Oh, I should have played it before the Weave that I played. Oh well. We'll play Vigilance, and then of course Weave and Strike. 15... We took a little bit of damage. Not much, but we did take a little bit. Oh, discard that Weave. Draw Cut Through Fate. That's perfect. And draw the Brilliance. Great. All right, we've got a Weave deck, kind of. Now, Inner Peace would be great, but it's upgraded, so we can't play it. I would take an Inner Peace that's unupgraded. Sad. Alright, I think we still skip these. Alright, what are we doing in this? I like the Sling of Courage. Another Empty Mind is fine. A Blind isn't bad. I don't know if I want another Fasting. I think we mostly want the Sling of Courage. So I'm just going to get the Sling of Courage. That means that we're better at elite fights. I could also get an attack potion and replace this useless Blessing of the Forge. Let's do that. I think that we will use an attack potion very soon. And of course we rest here. It's not like we could do much else. And then let's go some elite hunting. Snecko. Snecko's not too bad. First turn he doesn't attack, he just confuses me. Of course the Weaves won't cost 0. The fact that the Weaves won't cost 0 is actually kind of sad. Alright, never mind. I don't like Snecko. Snecko's bad. The Weave costs 1. And then a Cut Through Fate costs 2. I don't really want either of those. And we got another Weave, and the Weave costs 2 to play. Ouch. Alright. Swivel only costs 0, and it can make something else cost 0. That's nice. I think we do want to play Fasting in this one. Even though we want the Ember, we still want to play Fasting. I should play it now. Play Fasting. I'm thinking about whether I'm playing Empty Fist or not. Because I might be playing Empty Fist Swivel or Vigilance Swivel. I think we're playing Vigilance Swivel. We could still play Empty Fist, but let's not do it. So there's Eruption. Oh, Eruption costs 0? And then Brilliance and... Oh no, they all cost 0 because we played the Swivel. Right. We don't actually know what these cost. Well, let's go. The Brilliance only costs 1. Alright. We've got to play Third Eye. Third Eye might give us a way to win this one. It did not. Because it needed to have Weaves in here for it to give us a way to win. On the other hand, we could win with a Fire Potion. Or with a Snecko Oil. You know what? I almost always never use the Snecko Oil. Let's use the Snecko Oil against the Snecko. How about that? Flurry of Blows is another 0-cost card that comes back to my hand. Or we could take Third Eye, which is another Scry card, and I do like my Scry cards right now. Conjure Blade is actually not bad. Conjure Blade. What is the upgrade even? What if we take Conjure Blade? The main problem with it is that Runic Dome and Conjure Blade are kind of a weird combination, because you don't know when you can play the Conjure Blade. I'm gonna take it. Okay, we could start with Conjure Blade. Or we could play Brilliance to kill the Fat Gremlin and then Conjure Blade. I like that. Let's do that. Brilliance and then Conjure Blade. Okay, we're definitely going to take 10 damage from the Sneaky Gremlin. I hope we're not taking damage from the Gremlin Leader, too. We are. How sad. There's no way that we could have known. So I don't mind the Sneaky Gremlin too much. I definitely want to play the Expunger against the Gremlin Leader. Let's start with a Third Eye and see what's happening this turn and next turn. I don't want to strike. Of course I want to talk to the hand and the Swivel. Yeah. Okay, Expunger on you. Strike on you. The Expunger also works really well with my Fasting, by the way. Huh. This is a very interesting turn. What if we do Vigilance, Swivel, Eruption? Or how about Vigilance, Empty Mind, Swivel, Eruption? I like that. Vigilance first for a little bit of block. Empty Mind, draw cards and get energy back. We want to play Swivel so that Eruption does more damage. Or so that Eruption doesn't cost anything. And we would play the Eruption next anyway, so let's do that. Now, can we defeat the Gremlin Leader this turn? Possibly. Possibly. let's go for it. And change our mind if we find that we need to change it. Alright. We should have played Talk to the Hand already, probably. Cut Through Fate. Discard those two. Definitely not the ones that we want right now. Okay, unfortunately we made a bad choice. But we are going to drink our attack potion. And take a Ragnarok? That sounds excellent. Alright, let's play a Talk to the Hand, a Weave, and then Ragnarok and see if we win. We did not win. Are we taking damage? I don't think we are. Yeah, there we go. And then we win this turn. Oh, a Pen Nib. Pen Nib is very good with the Watcher. Tranquility enters Calm. But it's... oh, it's upgraded. We can't play it. The Sash Whip is the only option. We're gonna skip. Nunchaku. Ho-ho. Pen Nib and Nunchaku together. And then Akabeko is kind of nice too. I mean, it's usually just 8 damage, but still, it's kind of nice. Alright, Book of Stabbing. At least we know that it's attacking us every turn. Don't know that that's helping us to know that much, but at least we know. Fasting is quite good in this one. We should really play it. And then let's do Cut Through Fate next to decide what else is happening. Oh, another Talk to the Hand. That's really nice. Let's get our other Talk to the Hand out here. Defend or strike? I mean, strike gains 4 defense, right? Because of the 2 Talk to the Hands. Conjure Blade we don't really want this time. Although, there's very little reason not to play it, I guess. Unless we want to end with Swivel. We could end with Swivel. Okay, so if we weave, and then Brilliance, and then we could do a Conjure Blade for 4, or we could do Swivel Strike, Conjure Blade for 2. Let's do that. That'll give us the most block this turn, and put another way to deal damage in our deck, which is kind of what we want right now. Just ways to deal damage. Let's get our Expunger. Not the Eruption. Get the Expunger. We like the Expunger. Tiny Chest. Huh. It's not great when I've been avoiding question mark rooms, and it's a little bit late in the run. I mean, we'll take it, but don't like it that much. Vault. You know, Vault is pretty good because we have Fusion Hammer and Runic Dome giving me extra energy. We can never upgrade it, so it's going to cost 3, not 2. But it's still pretty nice. Remove all strikes, receive 5... Ooh, we could lose the Blood Vial and get 5 bites. Well, we have never removed a strike, so this would be removing 4 strikes to add 5 bites to the deck. I like it. Let's do it. Alright. We must feed. I don't really see a reason to go one direction versus the other, so we're going to go to this elite first. Another Gremlin Leader. Okay, I've got a dangerous proposition. If we We play Eruption first, and the Gremlin Leader is not attacking us this turn. It's great. If he is attacking us this turn, it might be terrible. I've got to do it. I've got to try. Okay, so Eruption the Fat Gremlin. Brilliance and Cut Through Fate. We're gonna do Brilliance. Let's do Cut Through Fate first, because then we know what's happening. We could play Swivel this turn to gain more block, but I don't really want to gain block. So let's just discard those and see what we draw. We drew Conjure Blade. Not the one for this turn. Let's do Brilliance and Third Eye. I want the Cut Through Fate. We could take all three of those, but I think I want the Cut Through Fate and the Empty Fist the most. Maybe not even the Empty Fist. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. No idea if we're going to die right now. Most likely not. Alright, we did not die. How about that? Most likely we're not dying this turn either. I see Fasting Vault, which is one thing that we could do. I don't think we want to play Fasting. I think we just want to play Cut Through Fate, probably a Bite and a Vault. Yeah, we'll draw the Defend this turn so that we have another Bite next turn. And then Vault. Now, the second attack that we play gets extra damage. So we want to put that on the Bite. Alright. Do we win this turn? Yes, we do. Great. Very clean battle, turns out. And we got the Boot. Whenever we would deal 4 or less damage, it gets to 5. Not going to affect us very much. Just Lucky. Just Lucky is kind of interesting. Master Reality is terrible. Rushdown is not bad. But Just Lucky is pretty interesting, because the 2 block and 3 damage both gain from fasting, and the Scry 1 gets back our 0-cost cards that we have in the discard pile, as well as just another way to scry in the deck, which is kind of nice. Let's take it. I don't think I want a second one, but I will take the first one. I like Talk to the Hand here. And then what? Vigilance, Empty Mind? Start with Talk to the Hand. I could do Third Eye. Third Eye first. That decides whether we're going to play Vigilance, Empty Mind, or in what order we're playing them. I don't really like those that much. We could discard all 3 of them. Let's do that. Which means... do we play Vigilance, Empty Mind? I think we do. Vigilance, Empty Mind, draw 2 cards. Oh, we got Weave and Cut Through Fate. Great. The Boot is working out here so far. Another Talk to the Hand seems great. Don't really want the defense, we just want attacks. So, Talk to the Hand, Weave, and, I mean, I guess we're going to play the Weave, unless we think that we're going to draw something better to play. We could draw Brilliance to play. That would be a lot better. Let's not play the Weave this turn, because of the Pen Nib and Nunchaku, by the way. So, whatever we play right now deals double damage. I guess that's going to be Eruption. I think we can win with Eruption. Eruption. We could just Lucky No, let's do Just Lucky later. Bite deals damage. Bite deals damage. And then Just Lucky will deal damage. It'll deal 5 damage because of the boot. And I'm happy with Vault there, but I think we'll get our Weaves back and win. Aha! The boot! The boot has added 12 damage already. How about that? That's a very powerful boot. Alright, we can't take either of those. We could take a follow-up. I don't know if we care much about follow-up, though. Let's skip. And then, because I've got Tiny Chest, I'm incentivized to go towards question mark rooms more than I normally would. I think I will. I would be happy to find another chest eventually. And we could buy a relic. I will totally buy a relic. A Dream Catcher. Hey, we get to add cards to our deck every time we go to a rest site, because we can't smith. Wallop is usually quite nice. I like Wallop. I also, as I've said before, like Prostrate for this deck, but I'm going to take a Wallop. Okay, let's go. The Collector. And we can start with Talk to the Hand and start that train going. So, Talk to the Hand. Let's Cut Through Fate next. Don't know if we want to play Eruption this early. I guess we probably do, because we'd like to kill the Torch Heads really fast. Do I play... I don't play Empty Fist, though. This is questionable. Because I don't have many ways to get out of my stance. But we do have Vault, Wallop, Empty Mind. I'm gonna do it. Let's take Eruption this turn. Do Eruption Brilliance. And we're gonna have to not draw really poorly this turn. You know, we didn't draw great, but we didn't draw really poorly, so I'm happy about it. We'll do Fasting first, of course. Wallop will play with the Pen Nib. So, we want to play a Weave, probably on you, so that we get a little bit of block. And then defeat you. And now we've got 60 block. Let's do a Bite and a Weave here. We want to kill those Torch Heads. Okay, I would like to exit my stance, but not until after I do some more cool stuff in my stance. Let's start with a Cut Through Fate. Cut Through Fate to kill you. There's a Vault. I would rather play Vault this turn than play Empty Mind this turn. Yes, that is true. We're going to play a Vault this turn, after playing these two Weaves. Conjure Blade. We could just do that right now. And it would be in my draw pile, along with a Vigilance and a Just Lucky. Let's do it. $50 damage. Ouch. Alright, well, we did take a lot of damage there. Expunger first. And then Just Lucky. I don't want Eruption. Probably. Actually, we might want Eruption. Never mind. We'll leave it there just in case. And then we do Empty Fist Vigilance. Empty Fist Vigilance. Okay. We have Eruption Brilliance, which does kind of a lot of damage. So we're going to do that. Eruption followed by Brilliance. 45 damage right there. Cut Through Fate finds another Cut Through Fate. And we win this turn. Great. Alright. I did take a pretty big, like, 50 damage hit in part of that, but otherwise that went very well. I can't really take Omniscience. I mean, I could. If we took Omniscience, what would we Omniscience, though? I don't know. We have enough to play Omniscience, but I don't know if we really want it. It's just a very interesting card. The Spirit Shield does a lot unless we draw it with a Cut Through Fate, which would be kind of annoying. It's better than any other block card that we have, aside from basically Talk to the Hand. I don't really know what I want to do here. We might just skip. Especially since we don't know what the enemy is doing. These are strange cards to take. Alright, let's skip. Sad to skip there, but, you know. Now then. So, Philosopher's Stone makes all the enemies stronger. Velvet Choker is pretty bad with a deck that has 2 weaves in it. Slaver's Collar is pretty nice. I think I'm going to take Slaver's Collar. So we'll have even more energy during boss and elite combats. Okay, I think we might be winning this one. So the next question is, am I going to try to go to Act 4? Because we could. If we go to Act 4, we have to go through there. And I don't think I mind doing that. Yeah, let's do that. Go toward Act 4. My challenge does not in any way require me to go through Act 4. But I can. Talk to the Hand. Kind of a weird one in this battle. I guess we play Fasting, Talk to the Hand, Weave, and Bite. And I'd probably play a Fire Potion against this explosive enemy. So I'm going to do the Talk to the Hand here. And then just hit you for 20 damage and kill you. Okay. This is an odd battle for us. Ooh, both of them were attacking. That was very unlikely. I think we just do Bite Vault. Bite Vault, and we'll bite the Spiker, I guess. So, if we play Vigilance first, we have enough block that we could hit the Spiker some. And let's play a Weave. Weave here. Empty Fist on the Spiker. And then this one does the most damage, so we're going to do the Cut Through Fate on the Spiker. I like drawing Third Eye this turn, because that means that we draw Weaves again. Although we don't need to. Okay. I took a fair amount of damage in that one. It was very unfortunate, but it went okay. I could take Wheel Kick, especially because we took Slaver's Collar. Let's do that. Another way to draw cards might be nice. It also goes really well with Swivel. Find some potions. Blessing of the Forge is useless. Guess we'll take an Explosive Potion and leave those two. I like the Fasting to start with. Fasting, Talk to the Hand, Cut Through Fate. We can get a Just Lucky to play this turn. And do we want Empty Fist next turn? Sure. I like to see Weave, Cut Through Fate, and Third Eye. Nice combination. We'll play Third Eye first so that we know what we're drawing. Well, we're going to discard the Burn, of course. Do I want to draw a Vault with Cut Through Fate? Probably not. Let's just discard all of these. And then play Cut Through Fate for 20? I guess this is the time you play Empty Fist. Empty Fist, and then Cut Through Fate. And it doesn't matter because we win with Bite. Okay. Should probably focus more on gaining health with bites than I have been. Would love to take another Cut Through Fate, but that one's upgraded, so we can't play it. What do you have for me? Shopkeeper discount is not the best. Nirvana is quite nice. Who's our boss, anyway? Nirvana is not that great against that boss. We could just do a card remove service. But I think I'd rather have Nirvana than not. Right? If we removed a card, which card would we remove? I don't know if I want to remove a defend. We could remove a bite. We've got kind of a lot of bites. I'm gonna just remove a card. Remove one bite. And then that's it. Oh, we could get blind. Actually, let's get blind as well. I don't know why I didn't look over here. Blind is excellent. A way to add weak. We don't really have many of those. And this is going to be a chest. Vajra, Happy Flower. All right. Oh man, do I take the Happy Flower or do I leave it in order to go to Act 4? Because we could get something better. All right, we're going to take the Sapphire Key. Leave the Happy Flower. I am going to rest here. We can't take the upgraded cards, so that is only Conclude. Don't think I want to conclude that badly. Alright. Burning Elite time. A Nemesis that has block 8. It's not the most significant on Nemesis, honestly, so not too worried about it. The main problem with Nemesis is we really want to know what the Nemesis is doing every turn, and we just don't. We don't want the Vault next turn, because Nemesis will be intangible next turn. Like, Nemesis could be attacking me for 45 this turn. Should we play Weak Potion? I guess if we're gonna play Weak Potion, this might be the battle to do it. Let's do it. Seemed like it was a good idea, because we did take a little bit of damage there. And Talk to the Hand is good because we gain more block. Unfortunately, we're wasting our pen nib right here, but I kind of need the block. Empty Mind. We can play Swivel Wheel Kick. The Bite heals me. And then Third Eye gains me more block than Cut Through Fate does. Especially if we discard a Weave. I like seeing Eruption and Vigilance, I think. Okay, lots of block. Feel good about that. So we start with Eruption, we end with Vigilance. That's the plan. Eruption, Cut Through Fate. Don't want the Contra Blade. too late for fasting. Let's discard those. We got a wallop. That's nice. And yeah, we could play the wallop and deal double damage with the wallop. Great. So, this is better than Vigilance. Right? It means that I will be in Wrath next turn, but I have Empty Fist next turn. So I'm fine with it. Okay. We'll play Eruption first, and then Empty Fist, so we get the most block that we can. We took a little bit of damage that turn. If we can manage it, I'd like to win... I'd like to use a Bite this turn to gain a little bit of health back. Those are not the cards we want. So I'm going to play... Well, we don't have any more ways to draw cards. Alright, so we just win. Alright, did not go too badly. Omamori, negate the next two curses. This is really late in a run to get Omamori, but you know, we got it. Stance Potion. I like a Stance Potion. That could come in useful. I could get another Talk to the Hand. I will do that. Alright, what do you have for me, Merchant? For only 33. You have a Flurry of Blows. That's not nothing. That's definitely not nothing. I'm gonna take it. Okay. Toy Ornithopter. Whenever we use a potion, we heal 5. Alright. And then... You know, if I had gone through this question mark, we would have seen another 4 question marks. I would have gotten another chest. I should have... Well, I couldn't have done that because then we wouldn't have gotten the key. Right. Oh well. I see a wallop, of course, and of course there's Weave. Let's start with Weave and Third Eye. We did not get another Weave. Don't think we want Fasting this time. Do we want Eruption? I think I do want Eruption next turn. So, next turn we're going to play an Eruption that deals double damage. And then everything else will deal a lot of damage. We could also play the Flurry of Blows first. And then we get to play the Flurry of Blows again. That would be useful if one of these was giving us block when we attack them. But it's not useful in our current situation. So we start with Eruption. And then Flurry? You have more block than that one has, or more life currently. So we'll hit this one. I like the Empty Mind, because the Empty Mind exits my stance. So, Cut Through Fate. We get a Bite, which is really nice. Let's get that Bite. So the Bite heals us a little bit. And then we get to play Empty Mind to exit our stance, so we're no longer in Wrath. And take no damage. There we go. Alright. I don't know why I didn't discard that Weave, but we won anyway, so. Alright, Blessing of the Forge, useless. We won't take it. Don't really want Worship. Battle Hymn, I don't really want. I could take Crescendo, because having a way to enter Wrath when I want to is nice. Let's take Crescendo. Lose an Ancient Potion for a Relic. I would happily do that. Let's do that. We got Molten Egg. That's terrible. I don't want that relic. Why did you do that? Oh no. I got the worst relic for the challenge. Or one of the worst. And I didn't even get to choose not to take it. Oh, sad. So we can't add any more attacks to my deck. Alright, well, that was very unfortunate. We can do Crescendo, Wheel Kick, and Wallop this turn. That does not seem too bad. So, Crescendo... We can start with the Wallop if we want. That kills this one. And then we can do the Wheel Kick. I would happily do that here. And we even got a Weave. I think we're going to play the Weave there too. Alright. How bad was that as a plan? Turns out to be a pretty good plan. Great. If we play just Lucky, we only block for 2. I think we play the Talk to the Hand here. And then the Weave here. And then... Do we defend? We don't need to defend just yet. We can just Lucky you to kill you. Discard that defend. And get 2 more Weaves. That kills you. That hurts you, but we could play Empty Mind? No. Let's play Empty Mind now. Blind. I guess there's no reason not to do Cut Through Fate. And I would like to get... probably Vigilance, actually. Not Third Eye. And I don't think we're going to play these Weaves this turn. Because I don't want to take more damage. Okay, I see Vault. I don't see a reason to play anything other than Vault this turn. Alright, let's play Vault. There's a Swivel. Swivel? Talk to the Hand? Bite? Empty Fist? I don't really know what we're doing here. Talk to the Hand. Alright. We really want to play Brilliance. We're gonna click End Turn and hopefully not get attacked. We got attacked for 6. It's not the worst. So if we play Fasting, then Talk to the Hand and Brilliance wins, which takes probably the least amount of damage that we're going to take. So, there we go. All of those are upgraded. We can't take them. Reptomancer. Ick. I do kind of like a Conjure Blade immediately, though. Man. I really do kind of like that. Unfortunately, that means that both the daggers would hit me. We could kill one of the daggers. Yeah, okay, so let's Conjure Blade. Conjure Blade for 6. Then we're going to Flurry of Blows this dagger, and then do an Explosive Fiction. I see Vault. Vault is nice. We could do Fasting Vault, basically. Blind you. Fasting, just Lucky, of course. Oh, we can even do Empty Mind. I guess let's do Empty Mind first. So we could do just Lucky Vault, as I mentioned before, as the option. Let's do that. I like Talk to the Hand being there. And let's do Vault. Alright. There's our Expunger. It's unfortunate to not be in Wrath when we drew the Expunger, but still. It's a nice Expunger. Let's do a Talk to the Hand here. Weave to kill a dagger. Cut through Fate to get Weaves back. And draw another Talk to the Hand. I don't mind that. And we're going to play the Expunger after the next attack. Let's play a Talk to the Hand. Talk to the Hand, and then Expunger for 180 damage. Bam. Alright, we got an oddly smooth stone. Start each combat with 1 dexterity, I like it. And another stance potion, could be very helpful. Wave of the Hand. Wave of the Hand is quite good. And we can actually take it. The other option here is Inner Peace, which I do like as an option as well. Both of those are not bad. Which one do I want? Let's take Inner Peace. Just another way to enter Calm that's not an attack because we can't get an attacks with Molten Egg. Alright, Spire Growth. We can start with Eruption, end with Vigilance this turn. Seems kind of nice. Weave, just lucky. Let's see what's on our top of our deck. Do we want Fasting in this one? It's not bad, especially early. Let's take it. We have Fasting and we have Vault. Other options are playing Cut Through Fate. We could play Cut Through Fate, Wheel Kick, get our Weave back. There's some good options. I think we don't play Vault, but I think we do play Fasting. So Fasting, and then Wheel Kick, Cut Through Fate. Oh, Blind was nice to find too. Cut Through Fate. We did not discard... Let's draw the Defend, because we're not going to play the Defend. We did not discard a Weave there, so we didn't get to get another Weave. He has not given me the debuff yet. When does that happen? Shouldn't it have already happened? I don't know this. So we can play Flurry of Blows. And then we can play Wallop. And now Inner Peace would draw me cards. Otherwise I could play Empty Fist and Inner Peace and get the Flurry of Blows back. Drawing 3 cards is definitely better. Weave, Bite, Empty Fist, Flurry of Blows, and then a Conjure Blade, because the blade that we conjure would kill you. There we go. Now we got the Constricted. But the Expunger wins. There's the Prostrate, which I have been kind of wanting. There's another Crescendo. Don't really want 2 Crescendos, but I do kind of want Prostrate. So let's take it. And we've got to recall if we're going to Act 4. So let's recall. Now granted, I don't need to win in Act 4 to win my challenge. This is through Act 3. Alright, the Awakened one. We got Crescendo on the first turn, which means we can play it whenever we want to. I think we start with Wheel Kick. And then third eye? Basically want to figure out what we're drawing. So we don't want the Conjure Blade right now. So let's get rid of these three, I think. I want to play Conjure Blade in this one, but not on only three. And then let's play the Cut Through Fate next. There's a blind. I do like the blind. Don't really care about the defend. Let's blind the Awakened one. And then we can kill this cultist, and that's it. Ooh. The Nunchaku is almost here, so we should do this. I don't know why I attacked the second one there. Alright, I kind of played that first turn weirdly. So we do have Crescendo with a Wallop. I don't think we need that this particular turn. Let's do the Weave here. That's fine. How about just Vigilance, Bite, Bite, Wallop? I don't mind playing a little bit slowly at the beginning. Okay, we don't want to play Fasting against the Awakened one. So I think we play... I don't think we want to play Eruption this turn either, or the Crescendo. So those three cards we just don't want to play this turn. Let's therefore play other cards and see what we get. A Talk to the Hand isn't bad. And then Swivel is not bad later. So let's play a Talk to the Hand against the Awakened one, because that's basically our source of block right now. Ouch. We took a lot of damage there. Alright, the first thing that we play does double damage. I mean, it could be Empty Fist. Or we could play Inner Peace to draw first. Don't know what we would draw that would change that. So, how about we play Inner Peace to draw, just because we're going to want to do that anyway. And then we play an Empty Fist to deal damage. We could play Empty Mind and draw that Weave as well. Let's play the Empty Fist. Empty Fist, deal some damage. I kind of don't want to play the other Talk to the Hands. I want to play them in the second part of this battle. So what we're going to do is play Prostrate, and then Swivel and Vault. Actually, let's play an Empty Mind now. And then Empty Fist, Swivel, Vault. Okay. First one is free, I guess that's going to be Bite. And then Weave, and then Cut Through Fate. There's a Conjure Blade. We could play that for 5. I'm fine playing Conjure Blade for 5. Yeah. Alright, so now we've got an Expunger in the deck. We're taking a little bit too much damage, granted. We are taking a fair amount too much damage. Let's do the Blind. The second thing that we play does double damage. That's going to be the Bite, I guess. Flurry of Blows, Bite. Then we play the Vigilance. Get the Flurry of Blows back. Play the Third Eye. I want Wallop next turn, definitely. In fact, I kind of like all of those cards next turn. Okay. We can go up in health. It would be kind of nice. How do we do that? Well, we can play Eruption this turn, because we could always end with Inner Peace if we want. So let's start with Eruption. Flurry of Blows. I want to play the Cut Through Fate, of course. Ooh, Expunger. We want to play Expunger this turn, right? Okay, so Expunger does 100 damage. I like that. We could also have it win this turn. Like, beat the first part of the Awakened one. I guess we technically want that. Technically. Technically we would like to beat the Awakened one. So, we're doing the Weaves. What's our next turn? Our next turn, we have a Wheel Kick, a Just Lucky, Prostrate. Okay, it's not too bad. So we're going to play the Weave, the Expunger, which now defeats the Awakened one, the first part of the Awakened one. And then we get to play Inner Peace, so that we aren't in Wrath at the beginning of next turn. Which I think is important. Okay, now we're at the point where we could die, so I would prefer not to. Let's play the Wheel Kick first. Wheel Kick draws me 2 cards. We got the Expunger. Oh, we could play Crescendo and the Expunger. And still play Empty Mind to get out of our stance. Okay, let's do that. Crescendo. Expunger. Ooh. Just realized that we're not gaining block every time we attack. We should have played the Empty Mind first. Should have played the Empty Mind first. Huh. I don't think dealing damage this turn is as important as not taking damage, so we're not going to play the Just Lucky just yet. So that talked the hand. If we had played that before we played the Expunger, we would have a fair amount more block this turn. Sad. So I think we play the Cut Through Fate and hope to draw Weaves. And we can always go into the Calm stance in order to gain 5 from the Toy Ornithopter. We could die right here. Don't know if we're going to die, but we could die. I think we play the Cut Through Fate. Ah, we didn't get what we need. Alright, well we don't want those next turn. Still didn't get what we needed. Alright, well, I think that we're going to play one of these to go into Calm, so that we gain 5 more health. I could play the Fasting next turn. I think we will. And then, let's see if we die. I think we do. Yeah, we do. Darn. Alright, that was really close, but we did not make it. We would have made it. I'm pretty sure we would have made it if I had played that last turn in the correct order. If I had played my draw 2 cards first, I think we would have won. But sad. We did lose that particular one. We were close. Collector. Oh, we've got Collector because of Bite. Because we've got 4 bites. Alright, that was my attempt with the Watcher. We almost won, but not quite. Let's try again with the Ironclad. And I am going to continue on Ascension 9. We definitely can. It's going to be hard, but we definitely can win. Let's try it. Alright, again, they say upgrade a card. So we've got 3 random potions that we could get. 3 random potions means that we could go to a couple of elites pretty easily. I like that. let's take the potions. Attack potion, liquid memories, and cultist potions. Those are nice potions. Alright. And I think I'm going to go this way to hit a couple of elites. We can hit 3 elites. Okay, at least we can see what our enemies are doing this time. That was annoying to never have seen what enemies were doing, because we got Runic Dome on floor 0 last time. So, defend. Next turn we win. No, because you defended as well. Right. Well, let's keep defending. If everybody defends, then the fight will go very slowly. Defend, strike. We've taken a little bit of damage because I've slowed this down, but I think we are still doing better than if I had not. So, if we can never upgrade the cards, then Warcry is definitely not what I want. I don't really mind Havoc. It leads you down a weird path, and not upgrading it is pretty weird too. I don't think I want Intimidate, where we can never upgrade it either. You know, let's skip these. So, let's strike this one, defend. Taking damage, but not as much as, not more than we heal. I'm hoping to actually add a card to my deck at the end of this battle, though. Shockwave is nice, even unupgraded. Don't know that we want the other two, though. So I guess we're taking Shockwave. It's not the start that I wanted. So, we cannot choose Grow, obviously. We can choose the other ones. I think we choose Change. And hope for something good. So change a Strike. Into an Uppercut. Now that's nice. I do, unfortunately, like to upgrade uppercuts. But still, an unupgraded uppercut is still worthwhile. We can gain gold, or we can remove a card from the deck. Now, definitely going to remove. Do we remove defense? Or do we remove another strike? I think we remove... We could also remove bash, I guess. Let's remove bash. I don't like bash. I know, you know, bash is not actually that bad, but I don't like bash. The uppercut takes out the spike slime. Let's do that, and we defend a little bit. Alright, Shockwave strike. We just need to draw 2 strikes, and we win. We drew 2 strikes, we win. Entropic Brew. Now that's really nice. I don't know which one we get rid of. I guess the attack potion. Okay, so Twin Strike, Spot Weakness, and Clothesline. What interesting options. I like Spot Weakness a lot. I'm gonna take Spot Weakness. It's probably not the one that you would normally first take, but I liked it. I'm planning to use the Liquid Memories in this battle. So, Shockwave. We can play Shockwave. It's probably fine. Play a Shockwave. Let's play Spot Weakness instead of a Strike. Even though that gives you attack. And then let's drink this and play Uppercut. Okay. So our enemy is vulnerable and weak, but unfortunately we are not doing much better. We're guaranteed to draw 2 strikes next turn, which means we play 2 defends this turn and take as little damage as possible and guaranteed win this turn. Great. War Paint. Terrible. We will not pick it up. What a terrible relic to find. We could take Cleave or Sword Boomerang, especially because we took Spot Weakness. I think I much prefer Cleave over Sword Boomerang, even though Sword Boomerang gets more out of Spot Weakness than Cleave usually does. Let's take Cleave. And we're going to skip that War Paint relic. What a terrible relic. And what a terrible shrine. Leave the shrine too. Just skipping things all over the place. Well, at least I took an appropriate card for this battle. We're not going to use the Cultist Potion here. We might not use the Cultist Potion in this act. Although, I feel like we should because we've got the Entropic Brew. I don't know. We're not going to use it in this battle. Take our 10, and then we could do Spot Weakness Cleave. We could do Spot Weakness Uppercut. We could do Uppercut Cleave. Uppercut Cleave actually kills this Sentry, though, doesn't it? Because it does apply the Vulnerable. So we're going to do that. We've taken 20 damage in this battle, which is not great, but it's also not the worst. I'm going to just defend. Leave and strike, so we're taking 25 damage in this battle. That's a lot of damage. Spot Weakness doesn't quite cause us to kill this one. How unfortunate. Taking a lot of damage. That's 35 to this one enemy. That hurts. And this will make it 40. Okay, that was not great. Shovel, we can now dig for relics at rest sites. Since we can't upgrade cards, this does add something we can do at rest sites, other than heal. That's nice. Kind of want to take a Body Slam, but I kind of don't. We can never upgrade it. Let's skip this. Never being able to upgrade Body Slam is really annoying. A Molten Egg? Oh my gosh. We'll take the Sapphire Key. This has been a really, really unlucky run so far. With just the things that we couldn't take. Oh my. Are we gonna lose right here? I think we have to use the Entropic Brew in order to potentially survive. So we're gonna use the Cultist Potion and the Entropic Brew. So now we could potentially survive. The Fire Potion kills one outright. And then the Flex Potion would allow the Strike to kill one. Unfortunately, we're going to do both of those. Alright. Well, this was a very unfortunate battle. I feel like this one's going to die early and we're going to try again. I think that's what's going to happen. Let's just keep defending. So, see, we can defend strike, strike, I guess. And then, of course, we can win this turn. Okay, well, another Entropic Brew. Oh my gosh. How did we get one of those back? That's incredible. Sword Boomerang? Again, we could take it. I took a Cleave last time. I guess we'll take Sword Boomerang this time. And we're going to go towards this elite. I know I'm only at 16 health, but I think we really need something if we're going to survive. We're even going to take this Face Trader option. We're going to hope. Hope for a good face. We got an amazing face. All right. Face of Cleric. Great. One of the best. Now, can we survive against Lagavulin? Most likely we are only surviving if we play Dexterity Potion and Entropic Brew, so we're going to do that. The Blessing of the Forge is terrible. The Weak Potion is pretty nice. Granted, the Weak Potion is pretty nice. Let's play Shockwave. So do we play Uppercut this turn? I think we need to. Do we play Flex Potion this turn? I think we play Flex Potion a future turn. Okay, we have to survive. Surviving is going to be one of the harder parts here. Defend, defend, cleave? Could have done the Flex Potion Sword Boomerang. I did think about it. There's a spot weakness. Spot weakness is probably one of the ways that we attain victory in this one. Okay, an uppercut. I think we're going to do the Flex Potion this time. So we're going to do uppercut and strike. And then next turn, in theory, we might be able to win. We have a spot weakness Sword Boomerang. Spot weakness Sword Boomerang. Does that cause us to win? Either way, we could play Weak Potion and defend to survive. So we're going to try. Spot weakness, Sword Boomerang, cleave. Does not win. Alright, so we're playing the Weak Potion and the defend. And we survive this turn to potentially win next turn. Alright, we win this turn. Great. Barely survived that one. We got a Mercury Hourglass and an Ancient Potion. We could get another spot weakness. Or a Twin Strike. I think I'm going to take a Twin Strike, but I don't feel great about doing that. And I think we have to rest, right? We're at 12. I'm going to rest. I want to dig, but I think we had to rest. Looter. Shockwave defend or just defend, defend, strike? Let's defend, defend, strike. So I think we want to... We uppercut that also defends a little bit. And then next turn we might be able to win. We've got a spot weakness and a twin strike. So spot weakness, twin strike, strike, that wins. Okay, well, we're still going. So Shrug It Off, Rage, and Juggernaut. Oh my, what an interesting set of options. I would have loved to do something with Juggernaut, but we definitely don't have the rest of the pieces that would make Juggernaut work. And although Rage is good, I think Shrug It Off is generally better. And I think we've got to go for generally better right now. Okay, I'm not going to rest this time. I'm going to dig. Unceasing Top. When you have no cards in hand during your turn, draw a card. Oh my. How do we make that work for us? It does not work currently. But it maybe could. Especially with the Ironclad, which can often exhaust cards. I think we can have something really nice going on. Perhaps. Okay. I think we've got to do Shockwave and Spot Weakness. Spot Weakness, Shockwave. That does unfortunately mean that we're taking 18 damage this turn. But I think we needed to do exactly that. Now, Sword Boomerang, Cleave, and Strike, I think are my next options. Because honestly, the 4 damage is bad, but it's not as bad as taking too long to win. Because we would die from burns very, very easily. Okay. Spot Weakness again with a Twin Strike and a Sword Boomerang. Let's do it. Taking 6 damage, which is bad, because there are going to be burns soon. But until the time that there are burns, we are going to play our attacks and hope to win. Okay, this is the time that we need defense. We didn't really get much defense. We gotta shrug it off. Oh, and a defend. Alright, so Sword Boomerang is definitely being played. And then let's play defend. So there are the burns. Defend barely survives this turn. And then next turn we win. Haha. We barely survive, and then we win. Oh my, we're at 1. We're at 1. So that Face of Cleric gave me 1 health one of those times, and it really helped. Okay, barely won. I mean, of course we want Limit Break. Of course we want Reaper. Barricade doesn't really go with the deck that we have. The thing is, none of them really go with Unceasing Top that much, except for Limit Break, kind of. We'll take the Limit Break. So Velvet Choker plus Unceasing Top is a bad idea. Cursed Key plus Unceasing Top is a weird idea. Sacred Bark is fine. We could take Cursed Key and just not open chests so that we don't get the curses. I think we're going to do that because I think the energy is very important to us. So we're taking Cursed Key. How weird. I like the boss that we're fighting. Remember that fireplaces count as relics when I've got my shovel. So we could go to fireplaces. What about if we go these 3 near the end? And so we want to go to another fireplace somewhere. We could just go a whole bunch of enemies in a row and hopefully not die. Let's try that. Let's try a whole bunch of enemies in a row and hopefully not die. So, I like seeing Shockwave. Shockwave is nice. Sword Boomerang is fine. It's fine. Let's just defend twice. Alright, I like this set of things. We do Spot Weakness. We could do Uppercut and Twin Strike. Take 10. Or we could do Twin Strike, Strike, and Defend. I think I like that more. Twin Strike, Strike, and Defend. Take 5. Limit Break is fine. We've got a Defend in there, so we could do Shrug It Off, Defend, Limit Break, and just a Strike. Three defends, blocks fully. Twin Strike gets rid of more armor. And then can we win this turn? We should be able to at this point, right? Yes, easily. Don't really want Combust nor Sever Soul. Sever Soul kind of works with Unceasing Top, but not great. And Body Slam that we can't upgrade, definitely don't want that. Okay. What do you have? You have a Jirya, which means we can gain strength at rest sites. The problem with that is that we already have Shovel. Otherwise, I would almost definitely take that. Now I'm not really sure. True Grit we could never upgrade, so it would always be a random exhaust, which I do not like. And Darkstone Periapt means that we could take curses. I don't think I want any of these. Let's just remove a card and move on from this shop. We can't play Armaments. Armaments would be real bad for us. I guess we could take Good Instincts. And Master of Strategy is not bad either. Okay, let's consider those. Master of Strategy, Good Instincts, Hard Remove. Hard Remove is going to be a Strike or a Defend. Since we added Good Instincts, it's going to be a Defend. Alright, let's move on. We spent a lot of money at that shop, which makes this shop a lot less palatable, but we'll still go there. So, I like Cleave, obviously. We didn't get enough attacks to knock one of them down. We could play the attack potion, but I don't think I will. Let's just take the extra 6 damage, so 7 damage total. Spot Weakness is not bad. Let's play a Master of Strategy first. Okay, let's do Spot Weakness and Sword Boomerang, see where the boomerang lands. Okay, not exactly where I wanted it to land, but it was fine. We could play the Twin Strike and a Strike to knock down this one and just take 6 damage. Let's do that. Okay, you are dealing some damage this turn. I don't really have much to do this turn, but I can mostly kill you. If we do a shockwave, can I kill you? Yes. Alright, great. Let's do that. And then... done. Alright. An energy potion, which means I probably should have played the attack potion, but we can always discard the useless Blessing of the Forge. Another Shrug It Off. I will take that. Cultist and Chosen. Alright. Master of Strategy. I do like to see Spot Weakness on the first turn. We could even do Limit Break this turn, or we could wait. If we do Limit Break, could do Limit Break and Twin Strike, or Limit Break and Defend. Let's do Limit Break and Twin Strike. Ooh, I like the shockwave. Let's do a shrug it off, see what our other card is. Sword boomerang, excellent. Shockwave and sword boomerang. And then we should be dealing a lot of damage for the rest of this battle. There's a cleave, which is really nice. Cleave, followed by sword boomerang. And we're done. Alright. A flex potion. I do want the flex potion. Let's get rid of ancient potion. I should probably use my potions instead of just discard them. Another shrug it off. I mean, they're nice, but how many do I want? I guess another one. Alright. And then we keep going. Enemies. A Snecko. Let's do Shockwave, Sword Boomerang, Twin Strike. Good Instincts unfortunately cost 3. I guess we do Spot Weakness, Uppercut, Strike, and Defend. Take 8. And then Shrug It Off blocks fully. Another Shrug It Off just draws me another card. And then we play Strike. Wind Strike does a lot of damage. And then Cleave wins. Great. We can't take upgraded Cleave, still don't want Flex, still don't want Clothesline. Let's skip. The Book of Stabbing. So we'll probably use one of these in this battle. We could use Sword Boomerang with the Flex Potion. Let's draw a card first. Let's not use the Flex Potion just yet. I think we're going to use it in this battle, though. Maybe on the turn that we draw the double our strength card. So, Master of Strategy first. I think we do an uppercut. Maybe a Shrug It Off? I don't really know. Let's do a Shrug It Off first. Good Instincts, great. And then Uppercut and Twin Strike. I don't like how this battle has gone. I really wanted to draw some of these cards earlier, like the Spot Weakness and the Limit Break. So I think what we're going to do this turn is we're going to take a lot of damage, but we're going to do the Flex Potion, Spot Weakness, Limit Break, and now we do a lot of damage. And then we're going to do Shockwave. So we're taking 18 damage this turn, but we do a ton of damage when we strike back. If we strike back. We have to actually draw attack cards to strike back. There we go. Sword Boomerang, go. Okay, that one kind of hurt, but it also did okay. Nunchaku gains me more energy. Not too bad. Battle Trance is always nice. Or we could take another Limit Break. Oh man. You know I want to take another Limit Break, right? We're taking another Limit Break. Okay, we could dig or rest. I really want to dig, so I'm going to. Bottled Lightning. Choose a skill to start in your hand. I mean, there's a couple of good options here. One of them is Master of Strategy. Let's do that. Master of Strategy. Start in my opening hand. So, Master of Strategy. Didn't like that. Guess we do Shockwave, Strike, Strike. Take 3 damage. So what do we do here? I think this might be a turn that we play the attack potion. I think it might be. Let's do it. Attack potion. Fiend Fire is pretty interesting, but it's not what I want. Let's just take the Clothesline. So Clothesline is dealing weak, but that's not important. It just does a fair amount of damage. So we play Spot Weakness. The Clothesline kills you exactly. Let's do that. And then Uppercut you. And then Sword Boomerang, take the 21. Ouch, that hurts. And then here we could do Limit Break, Limit Break. Limit Break, Limit Break, Twin Strike, Strike. At least we're winning this battle. The problem with this one is we didn't do well. Lost a lot of life in that battle. And we even used a potion. Ooh, Singing Bowl. Oh, we could get our max health up even higher. I will take that. As much as I like Dark Embrace, we're not doing that this time. We could take a Twin Strike. I think we like Twin Strike, so I'm going to take it. And then the next question is, are we going to skip this chest because of the cursed key? I think the answer is yes. Skip the chest. The Strange Spoon could be amazing with the Ironclad, but not this time. I like Flash of Steel. The Anchor is not too bad either. Let's take Flash of Steel. And then maybe a skill potion? I think we do need a potion, because we're going to go to that elite next. I have not stopped going for the more dangerous paths. Alright, yeah. This could be a really painful battle. Let's do Master of Strategy. Let's do a skill potion. We could get Disarm. The other possibilities, we could do Limit Break. It doesn't seem that great. Let's do Disarm. And we should disarm one of these. Let's do a Shrug It Off to see what else we're doing this turn. Another Twin Strike. This is not the turn that I wanted. Let's play our Strength Potion before we play any attacks. Do the Disarm here. And then play basically our hand, except for the Limit Break. And one other thing. Are we going to play... I guess we're going to play the Defend. Play the Defend. Okay, we took 8 damage that turn. Flash of Steel is doing 3 damage because we're weakened. We could do Spot Weakness. Let's do Spot Weakness first. Spot Weakness first. We're going to do Flash of Steel against you. Okay, we didn't need to do that actually, but now that we've done it, and let's defend as much as we can. Alright. We're still alive, but just barely. I want to play Limit Break. Let's play Limit Break first. Limit Break. Do we play Shockwave and Sword Boomerang? See what happens and then potentially do the Energy Potion? I think we do. Alright, Shockwave, Sword Boomerang, see what happens. And then we could play Energy Potion, or we could go down to 4 health. And then win next turn. I think we're going to want the Energy Potion to help me more than 5 damage in a future battle. Okay. We survived. Survived again. Got the Courier. And I don't want these, so let's get 2 max health. Okay, this one we're definitely going to heal at. Rest here. That gives us 40 health. Master of Strategy. I really like starting with that in my hand. And then a couple of Shrug It Offs. Good Instincts. The limit breaks don't really do anything for me. Let's do an uppercut on you. Shockwave is nice. Shockwave. Flash of Steel. Spot Weakness. I like that too. Definitely better than doing a strike this turn. Do we play a defend to defend for 3? Or do we do a strike? I think we're going to do a strike. Okay, I do want to defeat you this turn if we can. Twin strike, strike, strike. Great. Shrug It Off would draw defend. I'm fine with that. Don't want to play that defend. We could limit break. Let's play Shrug It Off first. Limit break, sword boomerang, and cleave. Win. Alright, well, we're doing okay. We can't take body slam. It is upgraded. I don't want carnage or a cleave, so let's just take 2 max health. Snake plant. You're annoying. Also, I drew spot weakness when you're not attacked. Very sad. Twin strike. I guess we end with twin strike. So that we do the most damage this turn. Didn't do a lot of damage, but it was the most that we could do that turn. Shrug It Off. Shrug It Off. Good Instincts. I mean, we're not taking much damage. We're also not dealing much damage, but we're not taking much. And then we get an extra energy this turn because of Nunchaku. So let's try to use it. Uppercut, extend that vulnerability and weakness. And then I kind of think we need to play both defends, just so that we take as little damage as possible. And then Sword Boomerang is kind of worse than Twin Strike, I think. Yeah. Okay. Took 12 damage that turn. Not great. And Twin Strike wins. Okay. Don't have a lot of life. Don't like that we keep not having a lot of life. Heavy Blade seems like it goes really well in the deck, but we don't have a deck that, like, starts the strength gain rolling fast enough. Still, it seems like it goes in the deck too much for me to pass it up. So let's take it. And then I really want to dig. I really do. But I don't think we win if I dig, unless we dig up just the right relic. I think we have to rest. Makes me sad. But let's rest. And the champ. So Master of Strategy. It's a good way to start. There we go. Spot weakness is great. I think what we need to do in this battle is to not deal too much damage at the beginning and play spot weakness a couple of times before we play limit break, right? I think that might be a way to victory. Doesn't seem like a great way to victory, but I think it's a way to victory. So we're going to try to play Spot Weakness one more time before we really start dealing damage, or, you know, gaining strength, I guess. And we're going to try to take as little damage as we can until then, which is going to be hard, because my deck is not particularly good at not taking damage, as it turns out. We need to play the Shrug It Off, because we need to draw as much as we can. And I think the 1 weak and 1 vulnerable is better than a defend here. I will probably use the potion in this battle. Okay, so there's a limit break. We're not going to play that limit break. We need to play Spot Weakness again first, in theory. That's my theory. And we don't want to hit you below half before I do that, which means we should probably stop hitting it so much. Okay, so now when we draw limit breaks, we play them. This does not lower you lower than half. Oh, and the Unceasing Top helped once. It helped us once. How about that? First time Unceasing Top did anything. Alright, so here's a limit break. We play that. And then Shrug It Off. Probably want to play the other Shrug It Off, but let's play Flash of Steel first. Okay. We are going to hope to draw our next limit break soon. We're going to start trying to win at this point. Start trying to win. We've got the energy potion whenever it seems worthwhile. Okay, uppercut is not bad. It would be better if we had something else in my hand when I played it, or if it was upgraded, which, you know, then we couldn't play it, so, you know? Flash of Steel is the only way that we could potentially win this one, right? Ooh, there's a limit break. Okay, so energy potion, please do me proud. We don't need the energy potion, do we? Because Sword Boomerang and Strike wins. Haha, alright. Won that one. Got a power potion. I like that too. Demon Form. You know, it goes with the deck, but does it really work? Because it costs 3 to play. It goes with the deck for slow battles, and it's pretty bad for non-slow battles. Let's take it. Philosopher's Stone? Probably not what we want. Sozu. Is Sozu what we want? So we could either have all enemies start with 1 strength, we could no longer obtain potions, or we could no longer see enemy intense. All of them just add an energy, which is something we want, especially now that we've taken Demon Form and we have so many cards that draw cards, as well as Unceasing Top. I think we're going to take Sozu, because I think Runic Dome we might just die. I'm going to take Sozu. Interesting boss. We're going up against the Time Eater. And I'm not going to try to go to Act 4 this time, because I don't think this deck could really win in Act 4. Just going to try to win Act 3. Which is where my challenge ends, technically. I want to play Shrug It Off and Shockwave. Let's do that. I don't really want to play Demon Form in this one. And then Cleave and a Twin Strike. Oh, and we get one more because of Nunchaku. Great. Would I rather play a strike or a defend? Probably a defend. Strikes just aren't very good. Shrug it off. Good instincts, of course. There's no reason to play Limit Break, so I guess we just play the rest. That one deals an unfortunate amount. So I guess we play Strike and Twin Strike, and then Heavy Blade in the center. There's the Spot Weakness Limit Break. Let's do that. Spot Weakness, Limit Break, Shrug it off, Sword Boomerang. Wonderful. Okay. We, of course, lost some health, but not a lot of health. And we can't take the Liquid Bronze because of Sozu. 2 max health. Okay. Let's go to this shop. We do have the Courier. That's important to remember. We can't take potions. I like Battle Trance still. So Battle Trance is perfectly fine. Is Enlightenment worthwhile? Do we have a deck where Enlightenment is worthwhile? I mean, maybe. We don't have many things that cost more than 1, but we do have a couple. I don't think we take Enlightenment. So I think it is Battle Trance and Card Remove, most likely. Battle Trance, we found Seeing Red. We can actually take Seeing Red and the Card Remove. So Card Remove, I'm going to remove a strike at this point. And let's buy Seeing Red for exactly our money. Huzzah. Now then, Seeing Red is really nice when you've got Unceasing Top, because you can definitely make use of the energy. Unless you have curses or statuses, you know, all of the other things that would make that not true. I like Shockwave and Shrug it off. Battle Trance, wonderful. Spot Weakness, Limit Break. Spot Weakness, Limit Break. Alright, so now we have set up the point that we can deal damage. Now let's actually deal damage. Flash of Steel. Oh, another Limit Break? Sure. Good Instincts, Shrug it off. Demon Form? I don't think we're playing that. I don't think we need to play that. Okay. Can't take Hemokinesis. Rupture doesn't really affect us, and do I want Anger? Anger goes really well with Unceasing Top. Let's take an Anger. And let's mostly avoid normal enemies at this point. Oh, there's a chest, but it has a curse in it. Well, I'm not going to take that chest. It's so sad, because I've got Cursed Key. The Maw. This feels really early to have the Maw show up, but I guess that's what happens. Seeing Red. I guess we do Battle Trance next. Battle Trance works against Unceasing Top, unfortunately. And then Shockwave, Uppercut, Twin Strike, Twin Strike, Strike. 60 damage on the first turn. It's not that incredible. Let's play Demon Form in this battle. Seems like a good battle for Demon Form. I don't think we want to play a Shrug It Off, just in case we draw the wrong thing. I want to play Limit Break this turn. I kind of do, just to start the ball rolling a little bit. Even though if we waited, it would be better. But I think we just need the ball rolling. Also, I should have played that because I'm Unceasing Top. That was silly. Alright, let's play the other Limit Break. And then Anger, Twin Strike, Cleave, Strike. And we gotta Defend. Defend is nice. Battle Trance is not the best here, but we don't need it. We win. Great. Alright, the Maw was easier than I thought it was going to be. And I don't think I want another Twin Strike. Not unless I'm replacing a Strike. So let's just take 2 more max health. And there's almost no reason to go to Elites when we can go to Fireplaces and dig. A meal ticket. Alright. Entering a shop heals us. Is this a demon form one? I don't think it is. It doesn't seem like a demon form battle. Uppercut's not bad. We could uppercut Twin Strike. How much does that deal? 14, and that is 27. That's barely not enough to kill one of them. So let's hit the healthier one then. Oh, I could have hit the repulsor, of course. The repulsor is attacking its turn. But I think that taking out the exploders is kind of important, since they will eventually deal a lot of damage to me. Oh, the sword boomerang. Do we try it? If it hits the right one, we get 6 damage. But if it hits the middle one, then we take 11 damage less. I guess it's worth it. Well, it hit both. So we took 6 damage and we took 11 damage less. Spot weakness came at the wrong time. We shrug it off. We battle trance. Heavy blade. Cleave. And then we're not really doing anything. Okay. We eventually win this one just because of Mercury Hourglass. So we could wait out until Mercury Hourglass wins, especially if we don't draw attacks. Shrug it off. Battle Trance. Shockwave seems nice here. Let's play the Shockwave. Seeing red. And then a defend and heavy blade. Now I need... So if we attack, we take 12 damage. If we don't attack, we take 6 damage. Guess we don't attack. Just take the 6 and win with Mercury Hourglass. Another Battle Trance. I don't think we want it, but I will take another Limit Break. We just need some starting strength, which we might get if we go to Fires and dig. Blue Candle. Ooh, Blue Candle means that we can open chests now, because curses just cost me 1 health, which is not very significant. Okay, let's open this chest then. We got Clumsy, who cares? Oddly Smooth Stone. And then let's dig again. Red Skull. While our HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. That's a way to start a battle with strength, kind of. And then I think I'd rather go to the elite than just question marks. So let's go this way. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. We have Shockwave, Limit Breaks, Master of Strategy, Clumsy, Seeing Red. I mean, it's something. Dark Shackles is nice too, though. I like Dark Shackles. Dark Shackles is good against our boss. Let's take Dark Shackles. The Reptomancer. Alright. So Clumsy exhausts itself, or we could exhaust it for 1 health. Shockwave is good. And then Cleave is good. And then we could do Strike, Strike, and defeat the daggers. And Clumsy exhausts itself. This is a demon form battle, surely. Let's play Shrug It Off first, just to see what else we're playing. Dark Shackle. Okay. Yeah, this is a demon form battle, especially because we didn't draw anything else to play. Okay, a lot of damage coming in this turn. We are going to play all these cards, because that'll cause us to draw more cards. So let's play them in the appropriate order. Uppercut. Uppercut is nice, but I'm still taking 25 damage. Okay, well, we're still taking 25 damage, unless I play an energy potion. This is a good time for an energy potion, especially because Nunchaku will also take effect. Spot weakness. Defend. Okay, well, you know, it did a little bit, taking 19 instead of 25. And a limit break is excellent here. Let's do Battle Trance. Actually, let's do Shrug It Off first, and then Battle Trance. And Twin Strike, Anger wins. Okay. We lost a little bit of health there, but not too much. And Frozen Egg is terrible. We won't take it. We've gotten a lot of relics that we just don't want, so we're not going to take that one either. 2 max health. Not another Battle Trance. And let's avoid enemies, if we can. Ooh. Do we want to avoid these enemies? I don't think so. Let's get a rare relic. This, I believe, is a demon form battle. Let's play Seeing Red and Shrug It Off. We won't play the Limit Break this turn. I guess we will play Dark Shackles. And there we go. I like to see Uppercut. We're taking damage this turn. That's true. Are we going to play Shrug It Off? I think we are. And then I think we play Uppercut, Cleave, and Defend? Maybe Twin Strike instead? And we certainly want to kill the left one first if we can. So Uppercut you. I guess we want to play Twin Strike more than we want to play Cleave. And then the question is, do we want to play Defend more than we want to play Cleave? I want to play Cleave. Alright. Now we've taken a lot of damage, but I think at this point, things turn into our favor. Not with those burns, though. Those burns really mess up that idea a fair amount. Alright, but 2 limit breaks is quite nice. That means that an Anger and a Strike kills you, and a Defend means that the burns aren't dealing me damage, but I'm still taking damage from the Orb Walk. Shockwave, Sword Boomerang. Okay, we got Old Coin. Oh no. That's... I mean, it would be good if this one is a shop, but the chances of that one being a shop are so extremely low. We could take Second Wind. Or we could just do max health. Let's do max health. This was not a shop. Alright. We could lose Seeing Red, Demon Form, or Twin Strike. I guess we lose a Twin Strike? Yeah, I think we lose a Twin Strike. How sad. And then I feel like we need to rest here. It's very sad that we got an old coin from that battle. But here we go. We've got 81 health, which, you know, is a fair amount, and we've got a power potion. Let's see what we can do. Let's do the power potion first. So Inflame works with the deck that we have. Juggernaut does not. Dark Embrace works a little bit. Let's take Inflame. I'm not going to play the Limit Break this turn. We are going to play Master of Strategy. We might play Limit Break this turn, because I have a spot weakness right here. So Limit Break would add 5. Adding 5 is not the best it can do, but we do have 2 more Limit Breaks, so let's do it. We're definitely playing Good Instincts and Uppercut. And then I have to decide if we're playing Seeing Red. Feels like not worth it, so let's just play Cleave. And then we can play 5 next turn, 5 cards. The Dark Shackles is nice. Flash of Steel. Shockwave is nice. And then I think we're going to play the Clumsy and the Strike, because that means that we switch you over. There's Demon Form. We definitely want Demon Form. In fact, I think we play Demon Form and Heavy Blade and nothing else this turn. And we just take 25 damage. So that we have more plays in a future turn. Okay, this turn we play as much as we can. So, Twin Strike. And you're going to heal up after this turn, aren't you? I think you do. Which is unfortunate, but I think we still play as much as we can this turn. Oh, the Sword Boomerang. Is what we drew here. How sad. I don't know, we could actually win next turn. We just don't have many plays to possibly win. We have to do 132 damage with only 4 cards. Can we do it? One of those cards would have to be Shrug It Off. So we're going to play Shrug It Off. One of those cards is Limit Break. And then Cleave and Anger. Well, we didn't win, but we got really close, actually. And you're not winning this turn, so I believe the Sword Boomerang wins. Uppercut, Sword Boomerang. Alright, there we go. Alright. That felt pretty good. So, this was my Retrograde challenge with the Ironclad on Ascension 9. And here's our deck. It's kind of a weird one, but it's a strength-based deck. We still have a fair amount of our starting deck. We took out Bash, but we have Shockwave and Uppercut kind of replacing Bash. And then we've got 3 Limit Breaks, a Demon Form, and a Spot Weakness as our way to gain strength. And then, of course, Master of Strategy Bottled was quite nice so that we could get those strength-building things faster. And, of course, none of them are upgraded. A lot of these cards would be so much better upgraded, but we didn't upgrade anything. And we win on Ascension 9, which beats my personal best by a fair amount. My personal best was Ascension 6 with the Silent. Now we've beaten it with the Ironclad on Ascension 9. All right. That's going to be it for today, but this was a good one. And the stuffed makes a lot of sense here. Increase your max health by 30 plus. We had both Singing Bowl and the Face of Cleric, so we increased our max health by a lot. One of the things about this particular one is that I thought we were going to lose in the first half of... After the first half of Act 1, I thought this run was doomed. And therefore I started to do riskier things that had a greater possible reward. And we got a couple of those greater possible rewards, and it paid off. Whereas if I had gone the easy path and survived a little bit longer, I think we would have died. But because the run seemed like it was doing poorly, I decided to do higher risk, higher reward stuff, and it paid off with a victory. So that's one of those really difficult decisions to make, is when, like, how much risk do you take now based on your strength? And if you're really strong, you can take a lot of risk. And if you're really weak, you should take a lot of risk. And in the middle, you shouldn't. So that's a rather hard decision to make, and I'm glad I made it in seemingly the correct way in this particular run. So that was a fun one. That is it for tonight. Next time will be another different challenge, of course. But I'm very happy to have the Retrograde challenge beat Ascension 9. It's now the challenge of mine that has beaten the highest Ascension level. Granted, it's not the hardest of my challenges by a long shot. It's one of the easier of the challenge runs that I do, and that's somewhat showed off by how high the Ascension level I could go on it. Alright, thanks for coming. Hope all of you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time.